Good afternoon, guys. Happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. It's weird, I don't have a grocery haul for you guys today because we ended up going to Jewel yesterday. We're going to go to Aldi tomorrow at some point during the day, but we weren't able to go today because multiple different reasons. My dad had work actually today, and then we were also going out for my birthday, like insanely belated birthday lunch back in November, which is when my birthday is. We had stuff going on almost every single weekend, so we weren't able to go out. Like, we had a funeral in November. There was something else that I think was going on one weekend. I know, like Thanksgiving. I also think November might have been, no, it was the beginning of December too, was like Matthew's graduation, so like there was a lot of stuff that was going on too. Like, even we couldn't really even push it into like December too, because then we also had like a family Christmas party. There was again Christmas, like, so even pushing it further into like December didn't really work either. So the plan was to go out today, because I was like, well, I really would love to go out like at some point in the summer, because my birthday's in November and I always hate that I never get to go out, like to go and eat anywhere that just kind of feels more like a summer restaurant. So like we ended up going out to this burger place, and again too, like I like going out and like being able to like sit outside and like eat outside and things like that. Well, it was raining today. I think we got there, like the reservation was like at 2:30 and it was supposed to start raining at 3, which is when I think it started raining. Like halfway into when we were actually eating, it was like downpouring outside. So I knew that ahead of time. And so I knew that when we got to the restaurant we weren't going to be able to eat outside anyway, which kind of stinks because that was sort of the plan, was to, you know, like, again too, you can go out for like burgers or whatever at any time, even when it's cold, even if it's snowing or whatever, but like I just wanted the atmosphere of it kind of feeling like a summer restaurant kind of like food, and like being able to eat outside, like that whole kind of atmosphere. And so that's what I wanted. And you know, since again too, we'd end up doing it like for my half birthday instead. And, you know, like I was saying, instead of in November when you can't really eat outside. So I never really get to experience anything like that, but I didn't get to experience it this year anyway. And, you know, again, to the plans and everything like that, because it was raining outside anyway. And the thing was, is that we probably could have pushed my birthday back into like January or something like that too, which would have, again, too, made more sense, you know, like after the holidays are over, then, you know, again, to plan on a weekend when there's a little less stuff going on. That would have worked out too. So again, my thought process though was, let's just change it, do like half birthday, which I guess May would have technically been my half birthday, but it was fall right near where my dad's birthday was anyway, so it didn't really make that much sense to go at the same time, you know, or around the same weekend as my dad. So we were like, okay, well, let's go this weekend. We figured that out back in like January. I think my mom was setting out her like planner for the whole year, or like our family calendar, and so we ended up figuring out, we were like, okay, well, let's do it this weekend of June. So like I said, that was the plan from like January probably, and it ended up coming down to where we couldn't just be like, oh, well, it's raining this weekend, let's just change it, because the plan was to go this weekend. So you know, like I said, that kind of stinks, but the food was really good. I had a couple of different options that I was kind of looking at ahead of time. They had mac and cheese, which they also had like a build your own mac and cheese kind of thing, so like I assumed you could put like bacon and meat or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff on it too. But then there was like other things that I guess you could add. I think they had a build your own mac and cheese, I'm not entirely sure. But then they also had burgers, and I was like, again too, I had a burger yesterday, but I was like, you know what, I'll do a burger again today. So I ended up doing, they had a falafel burger, which I love trying out different like vegetarian, like vegan burgers and stuff like that. I like the things that get paired with them. Like again too, I've had like garden burgers and veggie burgers, black bean burgers, impossible burgers, beyond burgers, all that kind of stuff. I love those. Honestly, it's funny because back when I ate meat, burgers, like hamburgers, you know, again, beef burgers, were probably my least favorite thing ever to eat. Like I just did not like them. I didn't like how greasy they were, how they tasted afterwards. Honestly, when my dad used to grill back in the day, a lot of times they turned out kind of burnt, or like just the fact that sometimes they were also like, you know, like, I don't know, well done, medium well, you know, like all the different types of ways you can get the burger and that kind of stuff. And like, didn't really like that, or like having to like pick how I wanted it. Like I obviously didn't want it like burnt, but I hated like pink burgers too. And like, you know, again, my standard of burger at the time, especially when I was little, and even when I stopped eating, probably when I stopped eating burgers in general, was around the time I saw Super Size Me. And I honestly think I stopped eating burgers before that. I think I still ate chicken nuggets. And then once I saw that movie in middle school, I think it was 7th grade, I stopped eating fast food meat. And then the year, or the fall after I graduated high school, was when I stopped eating meat altogether. But I just never was a fan of it. Like ever since I was little, I just was not a huge fan of it. Yes, I'd like eat a cheeseburger from McDonald's or Burger King or something like that, but I just never really was a huge fan of like the way it tasted, the way it kind of made me feel after I'd eat it. And it's funny too, because Jack talks about this a lot, like when he goes to Burger King, he's like, I just don't like really the way like I always feel after I eat like fast food. I don't know if it's fast food in general, if Burger King, whatever, but I like asked him, I was like, well, next time you go to Burger King, why don't you try their Impossible Whopper? Because again too, to me it's still like fast food kind of, but the burger, the actual meats part, you know, the patty, when it's not actual beef, for me at least, it made me like not feel as like blah afterwards, if that makes sense. And so I told Jack, I was like, why don't you try like the Impossible Burger? And he did, and he was like, oh my gosh, I feel like so much better after eating this. Again too, it still tastes like fast food, like quality, like if that makes sense. Like having a restaurant burger, like today's burger, versus like, you know, again too, whatever you can get from a fast food place like Culver's, because again they have like a Garden Burger or Burger King or whatever, like it still has the quality of that, but the meat is just what I found, it just makes me feel yucky after I have it. And so that's why I just like, again too, didn't like eating it. But ever since I switched over to either Impossible Burgers, Beyond Burgers, you know, like I said, black bean burgers, whatever it is, you know, I've tried a lot of different stuff. I've never had a falafel burger though, so that was why I saw that that was on the menu, and I was like, I really want to try that. So like I said, we ended up going to that place today, and I got to try that. But you know, again, like I was saying, with all the different types of burgers that are, you know, meatless that I've tried, I've actually found that the condiments and what you add with it and pair with it and stuff like that is what really feels like it makes the burger. And I like trying those different and unique type of ways to fancy up even just like a vegan or vegetarian type burger as well. So again, since I hadn't tried a falafel burger, that's why I really wanted to try that today when I saw it was on the menu. But they also had mac and cheese, like I was saying, and you could actually get the mac and cheese on the side. So instead of getting it with the fries, I got like a small cup of mac and cheese on the side, which the mac and cheese also was delicious. So the falafel burger was really good. Like I said, I liked all the different like pairing with it. Like it had, I don't think it was caramelized onions, it was some different way of having the onions. I can't remember what kind it was, but they were like sweet. And then they also had like, it had feta cheese on it and avocado. Like it was a really good burger. I thought it was maybe like the slightest bit dry, but I also didn't finish it all when we were at the restaurant, and then had more of it when we got back home, just because like the mac and cheese filled me up, and also the appetizers. We got like pretzel bites and like queso dip. I think filled up on that, so I only ate maybe about a third of my burger, or maybe even a fourth of my burger when we were there, and then I had the rest when we came home. And so I felt like it was maybe a little bit like just, I don't want to say stale, but like, you know, again too, when I was eating it at the time in the restaurant, it tasted really good, but then when I got home, I don't know if it was just because it wasn't like warm anymore or like what it was, but it just kind of felt a little dry at that point. It was still really good and really flavorful, but so like I said, that's what I like, is like getting to try those different types of like patty burgers, you know, with like I said, whatever type it is that is meatless, but getting to try it with like different varieties of like the condiments and like that kind of stuff on it. I feel like the very safe kind of plain Jane option is to go with an all vegan burger, which I'm not a huge fan of because I don't really love vegan cheese or like vegan like buns too. They're also kind of like, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan, which they also had that as an option, so I could have had that if I wanted to, but like I said, I wanted to try that out so I can kind of say I've tried most of the different types of you know, like patties. But that's the thing, is that I eat a lot of that. I would have like a different type of burger if it was like a black bean burger, something like a bun-free burger, whatever. Like, I mean, people even do, like, you can do like the chicken. I'm not a fan of fake chicken though. That is one thing I will say. It has to be some type of fake meat kind of burger or something like that. But like I said, it's just funny to me that I really love those so much, when it was something that as a kid I hated, like actual beef and like beef burgers. I didn't hate beef, like ground beef in general, like I'd have it in tacos or like spaghetti, you know, like something like that. So it wasn't that I hated ground beef, it was just I hated it concentrated in like a patty, like a burger. Like I said, it was just never my thing. Other varieties, like I said, of, you know, meatless options, I will eat a lot of that, except for, like I said, I don't like meatless chicken. I don't like the texture of it. I would actually have probably preferred chicken over meatless chicken, but I just don't eat either. So but I've seen even too, like, people will like do like meatless chicken patties, like, you know, again, too, like a chicken patty that you would have on a burger, but you can do it like over salad, like you would if it was like actual chicken, like breaded chicken or something like that. You can do like over a salad. So I mean, there's tons and tons of options and different ways to do it and stuff like that. I mean, you can do it more as a wrap kind of thing, you know, something like that. But you know, again, there's lots of other options. It's just, if I had the option, I would probably have a meatless burger of some variety almost every day if I could. Again, I told you guys how we grilled yesterday. We were doing brats, and then I had my meatless, like, Impossible burger, and I was like, oh, we're going out to eat like tomorrow at a burger place, and I'm eating a burger. But I could, like I said, have it multiple days in a row. And again too, they were different varieties of burgers. One was falafel burger, one was Impossible burger, you know. So anyways, like I said, it was really fun to get to go out and kind of enjoy the summer atmosphere for you know, like a lunch like that. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.